Assalamualaikum everyone, my name is Dew Francis and welcome back to the Weekly Dean Show. Again, I am not alone, I am with someone who all of you men has DM before and her name is Sophie.
Assalamualaikum everyone, do not expose me. Today's topic is rather interesting. We're going to be talking about love, lust, limits and dating.
Yes.
You know, if dating is considered forbidden in the Western style in Islam, then what is actually the halal way of getting to know someone?
But here's the real question. Everybody knows dating in the Western sense. Flowers, movies, holding hands at Orchard Road. Some people even book the solo rooms to watch movies.
Right. That's true. Those does exist.
That was a very weird laugh, huh, Sophie?
Astaghfirullahalazim. But how do we adapt then? You know, there are Muslim dating apps right now on the market. Then again, Islam also teaches us to lower our gaze. So how do we control that?
Yeah.
Is this only in real life? Does it apply to apps? Or are Muslim dating apps just a temptation? Is it just halal rap Tinder with a marketing budget?
Yeah, technically because you're online and you're scrolling, so you're not lowering your gaze. So basically tonight, Sophie and I are asking the questions that every youth WhatsApp group debates, but nobody wants to say in front of their ustads. Can we actually fall in love without falling off our deen? Or is haram romance just like hijabis wearing a cap? Panas, tapi tahan je lah.
And that's why we brought in an expert to actually give us answers and save us from doom.
Hi guys, I'm Nadira and this is Mike. So today we're going to interview people on the street to ask them about how do they date as a Muslim and what are the limitations. Let's go. As a Muslim, like how do you date?
It's a bit hard to date because there's always this like stigma about dating as amongst the current modern Muslim community.
Like technically, you're not supposed until after like marriage.
I'll usually take my time with getting to know the person first. Just try to seal the deal as fast as possible.
What is the limitation?
We should have halal gap. If there's halal gap, nothing more can do, right?
Correct.
Probably not sleep with her. That's probably why I draw the line.
Depends on the partner that you choose also in terms of haram and halal ratio level.
The sexual intimate, that one.
Limitation.
Yeah.
Would you bring your mom to go on a date with your partner?
Oh yes, definitely. Also like a way for my mom to interrogate my partner.
No, I feel like it'll be a bit awkward for both the date and my own mom and myself as well, especially.
Why not? I love my mom. If serious, then nothing to hide.
If you're dating, you should date someone who you'll be comfortable showing your parents to.
What the streets has to say about dating as a Muslim and what are the limitations? What do you guys think about it? Back to you, Dew.
If you're going on a haram date and you want to kiss her, you can. Just have to say Bismillah first. And then you say Astaghfirullah. And make sure you're doing it one day before Hari Raya because the next day, you will be forgiven.
Astaghfirullahalazim.
Hectic, So today, please do not listen to me. Please do not take the advice because we have someone here to give you real advice on dating, whether it's halal or is it haram, how to date haramly or how to date halally. Today with us, we have an ustad again, and his name is Ustad Fiza Zainal. He's a traveler, foodie, cat lover, and of course, a teacher with a heart of the community, for the community. He's back to help us tackle tonight's big topic, love, lust, and the limits of faith. Can I just ask you this question first, Kate? Is wearing a cap over a hijab haram?
Wearing a cap over hijab?
Hijab, haram.
Why? It's haram.
Because it's a symbol of Islam, no? So but if you wear it and then you cover it.
If it's hot, what's wrong with putting on a cap?
I think what he's asking is because the hijab is seen as a symbol of Islam, right?
Yeah.
And perhaps, is it permissible to accessorize it? Is it permissible?
Kalau gitu kesian orang kerja KFC kat Malaysia. Ya, ada ayam satu kedua. Because all of them put on caps. Kesian.
That is so true. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Think about the old ladies working at KFC.
So it's halal.
Leceh nak order apa? Kesian hidup dalam dosa. All they wanted was to know how many chicken you want to eat. So there's no wrong in
So it's
putting on
not
a cap.
wrong.
It's not wrong.
Oh no, I apologize.
Yeah.
Anyways, since this topic is about dating or love, lust, and limits in Islam,
Yeah.
then I want to ask about dating.
Yeah.
Because I understand in Islam, dating in the Western style is forbidden. So how does one get to know another person then in the halal way?
Interesting. Because usually when we talk about love in Islam, there's so many limitations. The young people would say, then how are we going to get married? How do you get to know, my significant other if you can't date? So we have to understand that Islam do not actually disregard love. Islam promotes love. But as you gain your love, your faith increases, not decreases. So there are many ways. I think later on we're going to talk and we're going to unpack, what is allowed, what is not allowed. And I believe both of you have so many questions with regards to love life, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess one of the first questions that we have is Muslim dating apps.
Okay.
Okay. Some say it's a solution, but I think to us it's more of a halal wash Tinder.
Yeah.
Where do you stand with this?
All right, interesting. Like I said in the previous episode, that tools or applications are neutral. There's no hukum. To put on a hukum and everything is quite taxing and quite tiring. But of course, you need to know what is the right way, whether it's right or whether it's wrong, whether it's halal or whether it's haram. If you ask me, in my own perspective, I would say that apps are all neutral. Even before I answer what's Muzmatch, just to also clarify this to my wife that's watching, I do not have an account. Right? Yeah. Okay. But I do have a Food Panda account and a Grab Food account.
Food account.
Food account, yes, I'm a foodie. So, for Food Panda, is it halal or is it haram?
Halal?
Are you sure?
Because we're ordering food.
But there's non-halal options inside. You can deliver, alcoholic drinks.
That's true.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
Muslim apps are halal because all of the options are halal?
it depends. It depends.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm trying to say is that apps itself are neutral. But remember, we talk about this whole topic that you wrap up and you understand from the previous episode that now you understand that intentions are really important. Likewise, as we pave our way into understanding more of our love life or trying to get connected with our significant other through the assistance of love apps like or halal dating apps like that's available in the market right now, whichever you might use, it's based on your intention. What is your intention? Do you have clear intention of marriage? Because some people are there just to swipe left and right.
Right. Yeah.
And you are swiping your faith away.
Yeah. And so what I'm concerned about is because Islam encourages us to lower our gaze.
Yeah.
But when they swipe and try to find their potential partner, they're basically looking at a lot of other women and men. So how does that work?
Because at the end of the day, no one really know whether you are there for love or lust. Because, you are the one that understands your own self. Antum a'lam bi dunyakum, says the Prophet. You know your life best. And nobody can put on a hold on you and say, what you're doing is halal, what you're doing is haram, unless it is clear cut that you are doing something which is wrong. Then we can pinpoint. But your intention of going to the app, what is the clear intention? If you are there for marriage and you are ready, then number one, of course, you must have a clear intention of you want to get married. The conversation must be respectful and there must have an end in sight that it must end up with marriage. There must be absolute transparency. Like, for example, we don't have a session if it's only you and Sophie, kan? So I'm here as the third person, lah, kan? But technically, likewise in a dating journey, you must involve a third person like your wali or your another family member, because if you are ashamed to share your conversation with the wali, that means something is wrong somewhere.
Right.
As a third person, you are ashamed to show me what you have been discussing and talking about, then something is wrong somewhere. Because remember this, at the end of the day, you need to dispel between love and lust. Love is, I want to give.
Yeah.
But lust, I want to take something from you. So what is the love or lust language you're talking about over here?
But how do you decide on the first date though? Even with the wali around?
Of course, you need to understand that Islam do not prohibit love. Islam allows love, but there are stages to it.
Right.
It must be respectful. It must be one that is not condescending to the deen. It is not one that will somehow lead you astray. Right? So you can get to know that significant other. You can speak to that person, slide a DM, say Assalamualaikum. But you must have a clear intention. You must have a clear intention like, okay, I think I like to get to know more about you. Can we meet up? Or can I meet your family? Or can we meet somewhere with a friend? Something like that. So that's possible.
So for as long as there's firstly the intentions, right? Secondly, for as long as there's a third person, this third person can be anyone. Doesn't necessarily have to be a wali.
Someone that you trust. Yeah, it doesn't have to be wali, but better is if it's from the side of the lady.
Okay.
A friend, a sister, something like that. So the conversation gets a little bit more respectful.
Right.
Doesn't get to have going elsewhere. Blah blah blah.
How to flirt with the third person around? It's so weird.
That's the whole idea. No flirting.
So technically, what's the third person's job? Is to
It's like a mediator.
It's a mediator to just be there. Remember, if you're only two person, the third person accompanying is a shaitan. So what does the shaitan do or does? Remember in the
Whisper.
previous episode, whispers. Buat ni lah, buat tu lah. Rambut awak cantik lah. So these whispers will be the one that's dangerous. But having a trusted third person, alright, is going to be the one that moderates. Dah, kau apa ni balik lah. Kau jangan macam-macam Yeah.
So there's a practice I understand in Islam, it's called ta'aruf, that happens before the marriage. Can you explain to us what that is?
Ta'aruf means to get to know one another.
Okay.
In Al-Quran, in Surah Al-Hujurat, Allah talks about ta'aruf in a very broad understanding.
Yeah.
So it's not just about between men and women, it's also about between races, between religions,
Okay.
your neighbours and so on and so forth. The Malay saying is, tak kenal maka tak cinta. Right? Tak kenal maka tak cinta. And this doesn't happen between men and women.
Yeah.
It happens with your colleagues at work. It happens with the crew of this amazing crew right in front of us.
Yeah.
You get to know each other, asking them they're fine or otherwise. So there's a conversation, right? So likewise, in Islam, ta'aruf is important for you to get to know that person, but to a certain limit, as long as it remains respectful in the eyes and view and the understanding of the family members, that's fine. You should know what you're getting into lah. Takkan you kahwin buta-buta.
Yeah,
So in Islam, that
right.
allows you, for example, there's khitbah, there is pertunangan. So in that session, you can see the lady in the company of all the other family members. So you know what you're getting yourself into. So kalau tak jadilah. Kalau jadilah.
I'm still so confused. Okay,
Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
No, I'm not confused with the method, right?
Okay.
So now let's say I go date Sophie, okay?
Okay.
And you are our wali.
Okay.
Who decides what questions is asked, and is there like a checklist of what needs to be asked? You get what I mean? Because in my head,
Okay,
there is like,
okay.
okay, how much do you earn? What do you do?
Okay.
That was your intention with my daughter?
Yeah.
How much is the
Yeah.
dowry? That kind of thing.
So technically, we have to understand this. I know that when we talk about this particular system ataupun methods dan sebagainya, you will say that, this is very much doctored lah. This is like having an arranged marriage lah.
Yes.
Now let's be clear over here. Traditionally, when we involve families in terms of ta'aruf, families will help to vet and facilitate and allow your love to grow after commitment.
Okay.
Because most of the time, more often than not, when love comes before commitment, right after the commitment is met and set, things go awry. Things start to go south because what else is there to be explored? What else is there to be understood? But of course, we understand. Tapi kalau tak kenal macam mana nak kahwin, you can have the normal conversation, tanya khabar dan sebagainya. You know what kind of food you love. But of course, you must control yourself because that's the whole idea, nafsu.
Yeah,
Because that is one thing that you need to tie down. Kalau tak, dia akan go all over the place. You don't have to say normal Tom, Dick and Harry. Even if you put, for example, a guy yang nampak baik, suci dan sebagainya, he will be tested by syaitan. In fact, he will be having a greater test of syaitan. Trying to, shove off his belief and iman. Sebab tu kita nak kena moderate ourselves to allow us to not succumb into our nafs and our deeper desires, to allow ourselves to be eaten up by this thing called lust.
So if there is no third person, does that make the date immediately haram?
Understand what you're trying to ask over here. So is it halal or is it haram? Sometimes even with 10 people, it can be haram.
No, that's true. Depends on what you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see.
So if now me and Sophie go out, we sit 1 meter apart.
Do you?
COVID.
This is on the topic of dating, sir. Not like normal dinner.
I was asked to banter, so I banter.
No, that's a good one. So if now let's say I would like to
Yeah.
date Sophie, I ask Sophie
Yeah.
out for a date,
Yeah.
and then I make sure I'm like 1 meter away from her, and my questions are, what a wali you want me to ask lah?
Halal gap lah, apalah, stuff like that. I understand. So, kalau gitu, baik you WhatsApp aja. But remember, even during WhatsApp, people say, okay, Ustaz, I don't go out on a physical date. We chat
Yeah.
on WhatsApp. Now, that's also
Debatable.
I won't say debatable. That's also a room where nafs can come in.
That's true.
A lot of things can happen, even when you're not physically there together.
Like sending
So
nudes.
again, when yeah, so again, what Islam is all about is not just merely controlled you. It's about protection of the community, to protect and safeguard, the sister that you are talking and speaking with.
Yeah.
Just imagine if that is your sister and someone actually does harm before marriage. Won't you feel pissed off and angry?
Yes, no, 100%.
Definitely. So we have to safeguard our sisters like our own sister.
Right.
Right? So the love will grow after commitment. So remain committed. And how to show commitment is to speed up the process of nikah.
That's crazy.
But again, that's why. But Ustaz, what if this thing we're talking about happens to a Sec 2 and Sec 3 girl and Sec 2 boy? It's not your time to even talk about love. It's your time is about to complete your studies first. Come on. Alright? Duit kantin pun mak kena kasih. Alright? You don't even have money, to ensure that there's a stable livelihood. So once you are ready for your livelihood, you are stable, there's stability, you are confirmed that you can establish your own family, then by all means, sir, get to know that particular darling that you have your eyes on. Speak to the family, get married immediately.
But on the topic of love, of course, Islam promotes us to speed up the process so that we can turn it into a halal relationship. What if that person has the right intention, but then after everything is halal, then we find out that that person is actually a very bad person, What are some qualities that even qualify someone to nikah? Is it
Understand,
just the niyat?
So it's not just about intention alone, because sometimes, one of the things that is uncertain and unknown, even up to this date, is the heart of a person. People do change, and lives do falter. That's why it's not just simply about the gaze, Sophie. About lower your gaze, ghaddul basar, look after what you are seeing and stuff like that. But likewise, your question's legit. Why then do we have divorces? Even if you say that, these have gone through a certain step, protocol, everything seems so halal. But after marriage, even the most halal of marriage sometimes succumb. Well, that is another test that you will have to face and endure right after marriage juga. The whole idea is to protect the community. And that's why, you are not allowed, I won't say not allowed to date, tapi there must be certain protocols in place to safeguard the lady and to also safeguard the boy, the man.
I actually really don't agree with this. Okay, I'm not questioning what's in the book, right?
Right,
So if a bit of a fun fact, so one of the top divorce rates in Singapore is caused by Malays. And I think it's heavily because of this rule that is given to us. And I don't think that divorce is not fun. It's really not fun, right? And I think I sympathize with people who try to be halal and follow the ways of or what's written in the book, and because of that, things go down the drain. And I think that's very, very unfair. But I also believe that if you go the halal way and everything goes to shit, right? I don't think God will go like, okay, you know what, like, I'm not going to give you another chance or whatever. I also think that God will not say, I'm not going to forgive you for dating the haram way for as long as you get married.
Interesting views, Dio. I mean, at the end of the day, we are allowed to disagree and we can agree on certain things. But at the end of the day, it's not that Allah doesn't allow you to love. Allah wants you to love. When we say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, that's the highest echelons of power of love in the names of God. Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. You need Ar-Rahman and you need Ar-Rahim inside love. If not, that love will not flourish. Kan? So again, Allah said in the Quran simply this when talking about before marriage punya relationship. La wala taqrabu zina. Do not ever be close to zina. Because the fundamentals of dating in the Western world is that, there's so many things. There's technically 4 things. There's emotional intimacy without commitment. Just to be intimate, but you're not being committed. And then physical touch outside of marriage. All right? And this is one of the things that Netflix is really showing to us right now. And then there's seclusion. You always want to find a place where you are secluded from the public eye. Kan? I think Dane would know mana tempat-tempat yang best.
Haji Man don't have, guys. Haji Man got no secluded. Everybody can see you.
But the thing is this. Islam denies giving you the mandate to have desire without responsibility. Because unchecked love, unprotected love, unmanaged love before marriage is just simply lust, wanting to take whatever you can take and devour. At the end of the day, it's desire without any form of responsibility. When you have been done with whatever that you want and seek, be gone with that person. Habis madu, sepah dibuang. That is one thing Islam wants to protect. To disallow and disavow such a thing from happening. Now, what happens after marriage is another thing. Of course, the Prophet ﷺ said that it is the most unloved sunnah of the Prophet. Because the Prophet himself went through divorce. For whatever reason, alright? So, the reasons of divorce is quite huge. Sometimes it's not because of fault between person A and person B. Sometimes it's just, an unspoken, disbanded, band of love that we cannot live together. Then let's just agree to disagree and, just split. Some is because of course, infidelity dan sebagainya. So there are many reasons. Of course, kita kesiankanlah. But again, the divorce that happened after marriage has nothing to do with actually what happens before the dating, before you kahwin. Because that is a different matter altogether. Because after marriage, your commitment, your viewpoint, your experience is all different.
Oh, I see. So it's not like a cause and effect. It's not like, because you got arranged marriage, you're going to get divorced in the future. Or like, it's not like, so let's say, even if you get arranged marriage, you can still live a long, happy life with your partner, right? It doesn't cause divorce.
It depends. I ask you, Sophie, what if you are being put into a arranged marriage? How would you look into it?
Interesting question. Actually, I'll be worried.
Why?
Because I'll be worried lah.
About who lah? About who or what? Or you yourself?
Because I'll be worried about for me and for my partner, because what is my partner like? If it's arranged marriage, if we're doing the ta'aruf, how am I going to know my partner? I feel like the dating phase, especially let's say in the Western context, you do it because you want to get to know that person. But then in ta'aruf, you're basically introducing your whole family with that person as well. So there's a lot of added pressure. You don't know that person well. So it gives a lot of anxiety.
That's where some families actually get misunderstood with the term arranged marriage and forced marriage. Because in certain fragments of society, it's not arranged, babe. It's forced. Aku tak kisah, kau kahwin dengan dia ni. Kau kahwin aja. Mak suruh kau kahwin, kau kahwin. That is forced. But in arranged marriage, the family too must have an agreement, must have a principle where kalau Sophie tak nak, mak tak paksa. Something like that. Get to know one another first. It could be because mak punya kawan ngaji ke apa ke, but eventually, it's also one of the fundamentals to prevent, chaos from happening, but rather chemistry to develop. So, if we look back at the history of our old parents, most of them are arranged marriage. My mom and dad had an arranged marriage. My grandmother had an arranged marriage. And they had children, and we have generations after generations. Because they live together in faith, they have patience, they have sabar, and they allowed the love to grow. But the thing is, because we are at a stage where we want things to be fast. We are the fast food generation. Even love needs to be fast. So we want things to move very, very fast. And because of that, the end of the marriage is also fast. Wa'yanauzubillah.
So, is there any other halal way to date apart from this?
Masih nak date juga
masih.
Boleh. But we manage lah. Macam we keluar, jumpa dekat events, have a family. You don't be secluded. You can meet. I mean, that's everything. I mean, that's not all. You have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself. You have to ask yourself, what are the potential of me succumbing to my lust? What is the chance of me doing something wrong?
Very high.
You have to protect yourself lah. That's the whole idea.
So when we talk about lust and protecting ourselves, nafsu is a huge thing. Especially, let's say you're in a group, we can still feel lust. So how does one control that or talk about it without
Number
feeling
one,
shame?
intention. Remember, if you have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inside your hearts, all the other love will come and flourish. There's no such thing as, there's no love. You can develop your love. You can develop a longing. You can develop rindu dan sebagainya. But nothing brings you away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, of course you have your parents, you have the barakah of their blessings, then you will know that your intention, inshallah, will be guided. Secondly is environment. Choose a perfect place, a good place where you want to go out. And with whom? Don't go to a secluded places, don't go to a park. Go to Pasar Gilang, kat kedai, tengah-tengah kedai pakcik apik jual ikan. Dia tinggal sana.
Where all the apiks
Awak
can
suka
see
ikan
you.
apa? Saya suka ikan merah. Saya suka ikan pari. You must be transparency. You must be transparent. There's no hidden. No, you must tell your families. You know, like I said earlier, kalau misal kata your conversation, I mean not you lah kan, but between a man and a woman, their conversations that they have before marriage, if they feel ashamed ataupun takut nak share with their wali ataupun their close friends, then there's some hanky-panky over there. So there need to be some transparency to avoid any kind of transgression of the boundaries. So you must understand your boundaries and you must understand the time frame. You must put a time. Tak boleh keluar malam dan sebagainya. It must be in the public eye to elak fitnah. Because at the end of the day, no matter how strong your faith is, senang nak goyang, babe.
Yeah. Talking about time frame, so if let's say I do date in a halal way, how many times can the date happen with the wali? Up to them. Or is it only one shot, one kill lah? You only got one chance.
There's no such thing as an MOD kat Singapore, the Ministry of Dating. So dia tak ada an annual budget of time, for you to go out dating dan sebagainya. It is, the time frame should be, it's long enough to know the values of each other and short enough to avoid fitnah.
Okay.
Long enough to understand one another and short enough to not allow other people to talk bad about you.
So that's averagely like 5 times lah.
You put it that way.
Even at one time pun boleh buat benda yang salah. Kan?
Yeah.
So it's not just about the times, but it's about how you manage yourself at the end of the day. It's not about managing the opposite partner tau. It's about managing you.
Okay, honestly lah, man to man, brother. Now let's say we want to bring a girl out on a date, okay? Then there's another man in the room with us, okay? What are the possibilities of us doing something wrong? I'm saying absolutely close to zero.
Okay.
Close to zero. We might say something wrong, but it's up to the other person to judge, right?
Yeah.
So I still think it's a very unfair method because the person will be at their best behavior. It's like a job interview. I am at my best behavior at a job interview. I'm the best guy you ever met. This is how much you should pay me in a job interview or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Same as dating. I will be the best guy your daughter has ever met.
Yeah.
Unfair. Because once I get married, true
Then that
colours
means
will
you
come
have been living a lie. That means you are not true to your own principles of life.
This is so true. I'm telling you, most men are like that.
Well, they have to change then. Because remember, marriage is not a hanky-panky thing. Marriage is not a feel-good thing. Marriage is a commitment of life. From this dunya up until the akhirah. You want to spend your life in the perspective of Islam up until Jannah. And ask yourself, at the point of marriage and knowing that other person, are you ready for Jannah? You know, people always say that I'm looking for a Khadijah. Khadijah is the wife of the Prophet ﷺ. I'm looking for a wife that is like a Khadijah. But have the men always asked themselves, do they act and live the life of Muhammad? Because you want a perfect wife, but you yourself is like a Fir'aun.
Preach it.
Yeah, drops mic. So again,
is there so that woman, the woman say I'm looking for a Muhammad? Because if men say we are looking for Muhammad's wife, the woman,
your name is Muhammad Dew.
Ahmad Fadil bin Subhan.
MashaAllah, nice name. Ahmad is the most, MashaAllah.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, better than Muhammad.
It's a stage name.
Oh, stage name.
Yes. So the woman go like, I want to find myself a Muhammad.
It depends. Not every woman is like that.
Okay.
That's why before you even talk about establishing a family, about establishing a nikah, a marriage, ask yourself, what is your relationship with Allah? Do you know Allah? And that's why there's a saying that by the ulama said, فَمَنْ عَرَفَ نَفْسَهُ فَقَدْ عَرَفَ رَبَّهُ. Those who know themselves will know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And those who already know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will make it known to you who is your beloved. Because the Prophet always said this, Al-mar'u ma'aman ahab. Man is with whom he loves. But if he loves Allah, Allah will make sure that the person that you love will be with you.
I just got one last question, right? So now if let's say we talk a lot about values, okay? Now let's say I'm a man that loves to lie. And I want to pass the first interview and I want to project myself as a very good Muslim man. What kind of values must I project? Let's say Ustaz, you tell me. Top 3 top 3. Top 3. Help some people out there.
Okay, number one, my first advice is this. Never ever halalify your desires, but rather purify your intentions. Your desires are supposed to be put aside. I know men's life are filled with desire. You desire for something, but leave that desire aside. But the intention must be pure. When you have pure intentions, you have already mended your relationship with Allah. Allah will make sure that your relationship with the people of Allah will be mended as well. Otherwise, you are bound to be reprimanded. So I cannot for sure say what perhaps Sophie looks for in a guy. I don't know her, but everyone wants stability. Everyone wants functionality. Everyone wants transparency. Everyone wants integrity. So there's so many values.
Yeah.
But if you ask me, before you even embark on a relationship with a girl or a boy, embark on a sweet, intimate relationship with God, because that love will bound and bind you by the correct kind of love. Inshallah, everything will be sweet.
So it's like a triangle lah. Like if you worship Allah and you think about Allah, then Allah will bring two people together.
Definitely. That's
Your
where faith
intentions must
is.
be right. Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you don't have, what is one thing that cause harm to a marriage always?
So many things.
Lust.
But what makes fractions inside a relationship?
Lack of communication.
1,
Disrespect.
2,
so many things.
but the core thing that makes you disregard each other is worry. You start to worry, dia buat apa Who he goes out with? Trust matters, trust issues. So remember this, worry ends when faith begins. Worry ends when faith begins. When you don't have faith, worry will come in, snoop in, and start to encroach inside your intimate life, inside your relationship. And these kind of questions will then become a bigger cracks inside the relationship.
That's really good advice. So your intentions must be correct. So if you are going out on a halal date and then you say, I want to be rich, don't say because you want to buy a Ferrari. You say, I want to be rich so I can take care of your daughter, ma'am. Lie. If you need to lie, lie. After the marriage and then we talk.
But it all comes down to intention.
Yeah, so lie about the intention.
No, you can't lie about it. You have to purify your intentions first, like Ustaz said.
It's a joke, Sophie.
But is it true? They always say this. I don't know. But is it true they say that girls always like bad boys?
I think when they're younger, yes. When they hit the 27 and above,
then they realize
the bad boys usually don't hit.
But I think because bad boys seem very tough, they seem very protective at first, but then once you get to know their true intentions, then it's...
Sebab tu banyak kawan-kawan ustaz banyak belum kahwin.
Oh, lama.
So they are good boys.
Masya Allah.
No, they haven't kahwin because the wali always there lah, Ustaz. Always got third party mah, boleh. You try one time haram date, confirm kahwin, I tell you.
Astagfirullah. Yeah.
Talking about haram dates, now we're gonna play a quick fire round with the producer. He is gonna give us one word and we're gonna decide whether it's haram or halal.
Okay.
You have pure intentions of marrying the person, but you try your best to seduce the other person.
Hold on. So I have pure intentions of marrying Sophie, but I'm seducing who?
You're seducing...
Slide in her DMs and seduce her.
Haram.
Has he already slid into my DMs?
You are sliding into
Oh, I'm sliding into his DMs. Trying to be like, hey, macam gitu I think it's haram. I think it's the way that I approach him makes it haram. Isn't it?
Is it true? Haram, tak
Expose.
boleh.
Haram, right? Wait. So that was a halal way to slide.
Assalamualaikum.
Sophie. I would like
Even if you say hi, but your intentions Kalau you cakap Assalamualaikum, you baca doa pun tapi niat you jahat, memang jahat lah, jahanam.
So if let's say I slide and say I would like to take you out on a date to get you to know you better, you can invite a third party. Haram. Intentions.
Third party siapa? Singtel. So you can say, I like to get to know more about you, and shall we meet ke apa ke, with like your brother ke your sister ke.
Okay, taking notes, everyone.
Take one for the team. Now everybody got a slide line.
Yeah.
Take it from the start.
Brother.
Can Muslim couples go on a honeymoon style holiday before nikah, but promise to say halal?
Haram.
It's haram because I think it leaves a lot of room for nafsu.
No. You obviously didn't learn. If they travel, they will be in a secluded area where no one is around. Immediately haram.
This is a legit question that I received before. Makcik student of mine came to me and said, Ustaz, doakan anak saya dan bakal isteri dia tu tengah pergi honeymoon.
Bakal isteri.
Bakal isteri dia. So, what do you expect? Duduk satu bilik, single bed. Things won't happen. So, tak boleh, memang tak boleh. Haram lah. Mana boleh?
Haram. Secluded area,
Yeah.
guys. Look
There's no
faster.
depends. Haram.
Can you have a work wife or work husband at the office?
Just like me and Sophie, right? Like we work together. No, but the term work wife is basically your colleague that is the opposite sex.
Who you emotionally
Attached to.
Then haram lah.
It's haram.
Yeah.
Haram lah. Mana boleh?
That's cheating.
Yeah.
is using halal matchmakers or speed dating events, okay?
Halal matchmakers.
If there's a wally around, halal.
Dia dah tahu Sorry, halal matchmakers speed dating. That act is not haram. I think it's halal. Depends on what questions you ask.
Answer is depends, because there's such a program in Malaysia, and it's managed because usually it's in public, so it's fine. But what happens after that is a question that you need to ask.
Why all these dating shows don't invite me? Invite me later, guys. So fun.
What are you gonna ask?
You have pure intentions about marriage, but you are intimate online with each other.
Intimate?
Online only, not physical.
Like he said, haram.
Intimate macam mana tu? Like,
Sexting.
haram.
Mana boleh? Haram.
Is it okay to keep chatting with multiple people at once while looking around for a spouse?
Halal.
Keeping your options open.
Yes. Look, God protects all men. He understands. Did Muhammad date?
Rasulullah.
Did Muhammad date? Ya Allah, did Nabi Muhammad date?
No, of course.
Did he have options?
You have to understand why the Prophet got married. The
To
Prophet,
help.
the Prophet got married once out of with Khadijah, because he was proposed by Khadijah, and the rest were all matchmake. The Prophet did not make the first move. The Prophet was there to help, ataupun he responded to assisting, a particular person, which eventually becomes a wife.
This prophet must be one hell of a baddie, yeah?
He's an amazing man.
Everybody wants to marry him.
Mashallah.
He's an amazing man that we aspire to be. Yeah.
But talking to like different people, I think, okay, to me, I feel like it's the intention. Like, what do you talk to them about?
Yeah.
I think it's okay to talk to the opposite gender, but what matters most is the conversations that you have. I mean, if you want to marry one person, then make sure your conversations with other people, it's not anything to do with nafsu or lust or anything.
Yeah. My answer would be the same like Sophie's. How emotionally attached are you? I mean, it's not about keeping your options open. You have to live, you have to work. If the conversation is merely just out of work, then it's fine. But if you are like saying that to keep your options open, then you are not staying true, to the call of getting married to a person, So if that's the case, then it's wrong. Yeah. This is not a question of halal and haram. It's more of about your self-integrity. Yourself, yeah.
Last question. Being a passport bro or sis and looking for a male order bride or groom.
Huh?
What does that mean?
What again, sorry?
We're speaking French.
Is being a passport bro or sis
Oh, passport bro.
getting male order bride or grooms halal or haram?
What is
What's a
passport,
passport,
bro?
bro?
Yeah.
So
Bro that has a passport.
overseas and find overseas bride. Yes, overseas bride or groom lah.
Oh.
Also, if I leave the country to find a wife, is it haram or halal? Halal lah.
Oh, I think it's halal.
Suka hati lah. You nak kahwin.
You nak Arab ke, you nak Indian ke, you nak Malaysian ke, you
Correct.
cannot find in Singapore, fam. Yeah, you want a real Arab?
So like you do bride to order. Yes, bride to order.
Oh, bride to order.
Or groom to order lah.
So I order a wife from overseas to come.
But who is Islam?
Who is Islam?
You can do that?
There is.
That's
I know.
crazy. Must I pay?
There's one Vietnamese bride
Yes,
over
that
here.
I saw.
Yeah.
Is it?
That is
Vietnam.
But you order. You order. So do you know that
Yeah,
bride?
so my intention is to marry. I order a wife from Dubai. Let's say.
This
Let's
is
say.
so new to me.
Ooh. Haram. I say haram.
You
Interesting.
order.
Why you say haram?
It's like buying a woman, no? Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Because nikah must be consensual.
Yes.
It cannot be forced into a marriage.
So it's
Yeah.
haram.
So it depends on the age of the child, or the lady, the background of the person. Is that person encroached in terms of her own desires to get married with you?
Okay.
Yeah. So if that is like illegal, exploitation of human beings. That
That is true.
that is
Yeah.
wrong.
Really good.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to ask, is dowry, is it culture or religion?
Culture.
Okay. But is it haram?
It's not haram. It's a gift. But it can get haram if you make it so exorbitant until you make it difficult to get married. What's halal and what's wajib in Islam is the mahar, the gift of marriage. But a dowry or hadiyah is a hadiyah by the name. But if you put in exorbitant prices and you make it difficult for a person to start off a family, then that
That is haram.
that can be considered as haram.
Listen up, y'all. Listen up, mothers and fathers. Because I personally don't believe in it.
Yeah.
But if let's say I want to get married to someone and they ask for a dowry, I will do it lah. I'll do whatever to get married to the person lah.
You
But I
do it out of
personally-
respect for them,
Yeah.
but don't until you are forced into doing ataupun putting up a sum of money that you're not comfortable with. Do it within the range that you feel as a gift that you would like to give to your wife.
So we've come to the end of this segment. Thank you so much, Ustad, again for coming and sharing your wisdom.
Thank you.
Even though it's disappointing for most men, but if you want to stay true to God, true to your religion, make sure there's always a wali or someone around that the girl is comfortable with.
Don't say
InsyaAllah,
ustaz
amin.
tak payung.
Don't say Ustad
betul
tak
tu.
payah. And remember the slide line, guys. Slide line is very
Yes.
important.
Start with the Assalamualaikum.
Yes.
With the Bismillah in your heart.
Yeah.
MashaAllah.
Thank you, Dew. And here we are with Zaidin lepaking with our sponsors, The Weekly Dean Show, the award-winning agent. So the question right now for Zai and Din, why should we pay you full commission when other agents out there asking for lesser than 1%?
Two different agents will work two different ways. I mean, as much as everybody is actually earning an honest income for their own living. So when you charge something which is lower, definitely the turnaround will be faster. But in today's challenging market, right? I mean, I really believe that it's harder to sell. When it's harder to sell, it just means that the costing for the agent will be even higher. Most important thing to me, if let's say I'm not being able to actually negotiate for the best deal for myself, how am I going to negotiate the best deal for my client?
Wow. Nowadays, everything is on the internet. Some of them pandai-pandai to do DIY. So, what is your thought about that situation of people buy their own house without agent?
Everybody wants to save money. What they need from an agent is actually the expertise in terms of the numbers. It's not about what they are going to buy, but it's what they are going to buy and how they are going to exit. That you can save more than 50,000. So it's all about numbers and how they are going to exit in today's market. And these are not being taught in school, especially the usage of CPF.
There you go. Jangan pandai-pandai. Get the expertise. Get them to sell your house or to buy your house. They know what to do. Will you ask a doctor to do your cooking? No, right? You ask a cook to do your cooking. Renung kan?
So today we learned about love, lust and limits in Islam and the importance of intention when it comes to marriage and getting to know someone. Ustad also gave us some advice on how to get to know someone in the halal way. And he asked me this question which he didn't get to ask Dew, so I'm going to do that now. Dew, what are your views on arranged marriages?
I think it's absolutely unfair.
Why?
Okay, that's what Ustad said, right? There's forced marriage and...
Forced marriage and arranged marriage.
Yeah, so-
and the difference is it has to be consensual.
Yes, so I think I have some friends who was in a forced marriage.
Is it?
Yes, and
How did that end up?
they are still in the marriage, but they are living very separate
Like,
lives.
is it married or like just married?
Uh,
Like married?
Nah.
No?
At first it was married, but then after that, they realized they're not for each other.
I see.
And they're staying in the marriage because their parents are like that.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so it actually caused more harm than anything because, again, like what Ustazah said yesterday, right? Why would you stay in a marriage knowing that you're causing each other harm?
Yeah.
In which this is what the parents are doing to these children if they are not willing to give them some leeway lah.
And I think that's what's most important is that there is a distinct difference between forced marriage and arranged marriage. Is that parents shouldn't marry their sons or their daughters because they want them to get married. It's the sons and daughters want to get married.
To that person.
Yeah, to that person.
Yeah.
And that's why intention and purifying your intentions is so important. Okay, but what if you were in a situation where you are arranged marriage, right? And that woman is so beautiful.
Stay. Men are very
But
simple.
what if she has really, really bad habits? Like she has bad temper. But she's hot. Would you stay?
No. Okay, it really depends. This is a whole different topic. No, but I have one more interesting question for you.
Okay.
Now let's say you're going on a halal date. Who's the third person you bring?
Oh, who would be the third I bring?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, honestly, I would bring my brothers. Okay, let's say I want to go on a halal date. I feel like my brothers are the first people to keep me in check. They are like my fathers, you know. They will ask. They will be like my wally, asking questions like, "What do you want with my sister?" What? I will bring my, and also because they can banter, so why not? How about you?
I'll bring my best friend.
Really?
Yeah, because that I can really truly be myself.
Oh.
Yeah, if I bring my parents, I cannot really truly be myself.
Yeah.
Or I bring a
There's
family
filter,
member.
right?
Yeah, I cannot be myself, so I'll bring a best
So
friend.
what is being yourself then? Are you gonna like sneak in alone?
Bring me on a halal day, I'll show you.
And with that, what we learned is that finding a partner isn't about dating endlessly, but it's about being intentional. You know, at the end of the day, marriage isn't just about fun, but it's about building something that's real. So whether you swipe left or right or let your mom arrange it, remember, it's not about you, but it's about how you build yourself and how you build your life with your partner afterwards.
Inshallah, we all find love, huh?
Ameen. And this has been the Weekly Dean Show. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Dew.
And we'll see you in the next one.